Let's see. I need... There we go. Hit the wrong button. There we go. Kind of helps set things up properly. Hey, how's it going? Running behind. Don't know how long I'm gonna be doing this tonight. Getting the dogs back in. Obviously, after all the snow and ice has finally melted, the backyard's a mess. I was cleaning up. We got a chocolate lab and a beagle. I was cleaning up the beagle's paws, and my chocolate lab decided to go halfway across the basement at full speed and head to head right here, right above my eye. Knocked my glasses 10 feet off my head, and so everything kind of right in this area. Nothing wants to move. Everything's in slow motion. It's just kind of, and I get to go boom, boom, boom. I can almost feel it with my heartbeat. This whole section is just pulsing. He's about 6-7 years old, acting like he's 6 months old and only this big. Not realizing, as big as he is, he comes in head on to you. Well, good thing I didn't feel anything that was broke, but damn, I finally found something that's got a harder head than me. And I was a little behind on everything because you get a sneak peek. I just got done finishing this one up. I haven't processed the video or anything yet. So all the markings are in it. And the Billings Spencer. Mushrooming has been clipped off. This video will probably come up in probably a week. But as you can see, just flipping it with a thumb, and it's running smooth as glass. But this future video, like I said, it'll come out probably a week. I was expecting to have had that done. I was hoping to have had that done before doing this, but it kind of got delayed into everything, and I had to scramble and get me something to drink. I came out and I was like, oh crap, it's 9 o'clock. I got to get going. It's funny, some labs are docile and laid back, and they do like to have fun, but they don't get rambunctious. But this one is I don't know, he's hyper all the time, and when he does, he acts like he's 6 months old. And I got nowhere to put this because so didn't have time to plan or anything, but I know I had sent out the thing earlier, and I was like, well, crud. Got see what I can do with this little monster. There's one already over on the table I forgot to bring over here. It still has a piece of tape with the paper saying $1. And I'll tear into this, try to clean it up. It's nothing fancy. It's just task force. It's a heavy, chunky one, but it does have the it has the speeder built on the top, So I figured it'd be kind of cool to get up and running, be a good one to give away to somebody who needs it, or let it go out as a borrow tool. I prefer not letting my good tools go out as borrow tools because it seems like they never come back. Well, unlike last week, I came off no problem. Oh, that's pretty greasy, grimy, and nasty. Don't look bad at all. Well, not easy to see, but not a whole lot of wear on the teeth in there. You're gonna have to remind me. Don't forget, I got a 3/4 of a 5-gallon bucket in front of me of sockets, and it's like I looked at that. Said, I don't remember which one that is. Did I do it recently? If it's one that I recently did, I might still have it here in a pile because I haven't transitioned these into the main. Yeah. Oh, that was that big the SIM 560 socket. That big heavy impact that one where all it said was SIM 560 on it. Actually, I have not looked. That's 1/2 inch. So yeah, this one, no idea on the size. 6 point, it's a 1/2 inch. And since we're here, I forgot about that one. So that's 1 3/4. Right on. Yeah, this is 1 3/4. But look at the dip outs. I'm about to dig into. I know everybody's doing it, but I'm gonna have to try to remember who has that style dip out. Because I know. Hey, how's it going? So you on this side or that side of the this side or that side of Erie? Damn, nothing like inhaling drink. Well, only took 2.5 weeks, but the snow and ice is finally gone. Of course, doing what I do, I don't mind that the snow and ice is gone. This is not going to be the easiest of cleanups because now I've done lost it. I'm down to one or two little broken pieces, besides a couple brand new brass ones. And my order from Amazon did not show up today, but I ordered a 300 pack. I ordered 300 pieces, combination like that. So I figured that'd be good to help keep crud clean. I always forget about it until I'm running out. Then I scramble to place the order, and then when Amazon doesn't deliver on time, I complain even more. They're talking that we're supposed to have some possible rain, snow this weekend. No, it's a task force. With a built-in speeder on it. I'm still trying to plow through my backlog, but I got a video coming out in about a week over this. I just finished up today. Billing Spencer. All the marks on the post are good. This thing just runs smooth as glass. Doesn't take any work. When I blued it, it got really dark really fast because I was using G96 cream. I wasn't sure it was going to come out. At first, I thought it was just going to be too dark. But working it with steel wool, lightened it up just enough where it has that nice, dark, old industrial look to it. A lot of fun. Yeah, that one's going to be a train wreck of a video. I ain't going to lie. I try to hide it. I stopped a few times, had multiple distractions through the day. Forgot to turn the camera back on, so I missed some of it. And then when I got into it, I just got hyper fixated into doing it, and I wasn't paying attention to the timer. So it is what it is. Yeah, my backlog has been on my nerves. So with the backlog out of control, my shop being almost waist deep with stuff that needs to be cleaned on, worked on, or anything else, I just got to keep digging into it, keep working. Doesn't matter whether it's Snap-on or Task Force, whatever. I just got to try to get towards the bottom of this pile. Still got some grit in it. Let's firebomb this one. That actually depends on what I'm working on. Because here. Oh, I also do a copper too. Actually, I had one out today because I used This post, sorry, this post bottoms out in the handle down about here. So to get down inside there and in the channel line to get the rust out, I used a 410 bore brush. And then put it on the drill. Actually, you know what? They might still be attached. So yeah, took a 410 bore brush, put on that, carefully drew it across the top. I mean, I have some minor scratches up here, but you run your finger across it, you don't feel it, but it just closed in, and then I sent it all the way through. And as you see, it got all the way to the bottom, no problem. So when it came down to hit the bottom and the stops, I was able to get the all the rust and crud out of it. Well, copper is primarily what, like I said, it's a bore brush. It's usually what's used in firearm barrels. That and, you know, bore snakes, but the bore snakes is fabric, but it has copper in different sections as you're pulling it through to get crud and residue off. Yeah, this is all the consumables that I use on the Dremel, my 3 basic types. There's little brass ones. Problem with this is you would have to do something to tighten it up, maybe put a little piece of shrink on it to tighten it up, because brass is soft, it snaps, flies off, and then you end up with brass bits all over your table, all over you. And depending upon the metals you're doing this on, it'll leave a little bit of that brass coloring wherever you're running in on. For the most part, use just the basic steel wire. It'll flare out, and if it starts twisting because of the rotation, I just take a plastic razor blade and spread it back out. These last longer. The only bad thing is these do scatter to the wind, and you end up with hair sticking out of you all over the place. But yeah, depending upon the metals you're working with, talking about wire. Wire was in my drink. Probably because of playing with this. I have, actually, you know what, let me pull that back out. It's right under the table for easy access. So I got the little fiber wheels, 120, 180, 320, 400, 600, which are these. That's steel wire, the straight one, brass straight one, the steel cup, brass cups, brass, and then steel ones. And if I have to get really hateful, I got a flap disc on it also. So it's just easier to, I call those consumables because of the fact that they're inexpensive ones. I think I got a 300 pack coming in for like $50. I mean, $50 might get you a couple of the actual Dremel ones. You might get, I don't know, 8 to 10 of these for 50 if you're lucky. Because if I remember right, when I was looking at those are almost like $3-4 a piece. Well, it's not just paying for the brand name. The Dremel wire wheels, they're crimped in better, and they don't fly out and explode. They're definitely built better. But with all the crud I clean up here, I can't afford to replace them. It's just easier to buy the cheap ones, turn into a pin cushion, and call it good enough. That's funny. My on the buffer, I got the wire wheel. I will say I got to find a different company. I got the Warrior brass coated wire wheel. It does good, but it does wear down fairly quick. I mean, I found other companies online, but most of them are 6-inch. Those are 8-inch. Hang on, just a little grit in there. But the wheels, got to find a better company that has better wheel set on it. The Warrior ones do fall apart. They do reduce quickly, but it ends up launching it down at the table or off the back. I would say every 3-4 projects, I may get a little tiny piece that does fly off and does end up bouncing off my head or something. But for the most part, it usually launches away from it. But with the Dremel, it just launches. It doesn't care. It's just it does what it wants. Yeah, I don't support big tobacco and those idiots. And well, I can't say that, but yeah. I still make my own coils. Whether I need to make a Clapton, wireless mesh, double twist, triple twist with different. I've been still wrapping my own coils for 10 years now. Now at work, I do have one of the silly little pod things, but that's because I've destroyed probably 7 or 8 of these. Even the Aegis Legend, which is very robust, I've destroyed quite a few of them. They don't survive 30-foot falls all that easily. And those pods, they're not consistent at all. They're not consistent with taste. They're not consistent with anything. But the other thing about this, depending upon the juice, depending upon the flavor, I can adjust the wattage to make the flavor taste better. make it a warmer, tastier flavor, or cool it down, depending upon what kind of juice it is. Can't do that with pod. Basically, these little pod things, it's like the old mech mod, the old tube. You just hit the button, it's all or nothing for whatever size battery that's in it. You have no adjustments other than that silly turbo, which is a joke. But if you get quality juice that is kind of like a dessert type, like a key lime pie, you get something like that, you want to bring it up around 90, about 90 watts, maybe 95 watts. And it's going to taste completely different than it would at 80. And it's definitely, if you want the lime side to kick out, then drop it down around 55, 60 watts. It completely changes the taste and flavor of the juice. That's like a lot of stuff from Five Ponds. Castle Long, you want it cooler. Black Flag Rising, you want a little warmer. Yeah, not like they claim they are. I've gone through them, and the little onboard coils are not as good as they're supposed to. And the airflow adjustment is moderate, but I still run wide open. I've got, I think I'm at hang on, 0.49, two coil sets, so I'm at 0.49 ohms. And with I still have my mech mods down in inside. Now, if I want to build a nasty coil, I run twins. And what you do, and I've been doing that for 8-9 years. 8-9 years ago, is you take the wire, tie it to a screwdriver, run two out to this side, lock it in the jaw, do a slow twist. You do that slow twist all the way in. That'll be a micro twist all the way through it, but you got to be careful because you don't want to stretch it at any point or cause a row of tight twist, soft twist, tight twist. Because when you heat it up, you'll end up causing a fracture right there. It'll end up failing on you when you don't want to. But do that, roll it up, then you can turn around, get some high VG juice. Where you can lay out some good clouds, especially with the mech mod. Just sit there because that's taking those 18650s that is raw connection, all power. And if you got high quality batteries, it will dump power quick. So we used to do that for the old cloud comps before vape shops got eliminated, and then it become all tobacco shops because they're not real vape shops. They sell whatever crap they can get off the boat, and primarily they're selling glassware for other products. That's almost emptied out. There's still a lot of crud down in there. I think it's just grime because there's a lot of grit. I don't know whether somebody had this, just threw it in a bucket. There we go. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I still, from working on that wrench, there's still oil residue all over. The funny thing is, that silly crap is I don't consider those pod things vapes. It's vaping was not never that crap until big tobacco decided they wanted to try and get in the game. Big tobacco is the reason, with all the money, that's why things went the direction they did. If you remember 6, 7 years ago, California, New England Medical Journal condemned making all these outrageous claims. California made all these laws. Then a couple of years later, California admitted they were wrong, especially when uh, they sent people out to vape shops and they would fog the place down. You know, they'd go in there with their air quality equipment, set it up, and then just to be spiteful, vape shops would hold cloud comps while it was in there. Come to find out, air inside there, even totally fogged out with a cloud comp, cleaner than the outside air. But they kind of apologized and said, unfortunately, with the laws that they had already created, it's going to cost way too much to rescind all these laws. Hey, Don. Oh, isn't that the way it goes? Quick to pass judgment, quick to make a law. And then they don't want to fix it after they realize that they made a mistake. Doesn't matter where you are, because they realize it's going to take too much, cost too much to fix their mistake. Hell, I've had jobs that in the past that basically did the same thing. Make rules because of jumping the gun and not getting all the information, but never oops. But when they realize they passed a rule, they don't want to undo it because it's going to be too much of a hassle to try to unscrew it. Okay. Oh, nice. No noise. No more grit. All I hear now, I just hear the pivot and the spring with the detent. I mean, even though it's task force, this does have a release button. So you can hit the button and release it if you need to. Don't find that often on the El Cheapos, especially with a speeder on it. You know, since this is kind of not the highest quality, Let's see if it leaves any of the, does any of the transfer. Yeah, like I said, depending upon the material, it may or may not leave transfer. I know some of the older metals, like after getting all the grime off this, it'll leave a slight brassy residue where the wires hit. There we go. Okay. Probably won't show. But so see how it's silver and then it turns as a little golden hue. So that's where this is, and turns into a golden hue. Right now, trying to go through a backlog. Task Force Ratchet, an unknown. And I think I have a wrench that's funny because I think it's a wrench that you might let me go grab it. I didn't pay the price on it, but I left I figured it'd be, yep. Oh, Rusty Krusty for $1. And of course, it's a Bonnie. I have a couple things, Rob, in the works. And I'll be sending you and George something hopefully in a couple weeks. You guys will be the guinea pigs for it. But I did receive something. There's 3 items. Ooh. 3 items in the box. It's one's for you, one's for George, one's for me, and it's a shop mascot for each shop. I couldn't resist, not at the price I was offered for them. So, with the price I was offered for it, it hit me. I was like, yeah, nope. One's going to be in my shop, and I know 2 other shops are going to have them. But this being internal, I'm not worried about that brass wash coming off that onto this. Doesn't bother me at all. Oh. So, yeah, Rob, I hope you don't mind. You and George are going to be guinea pigs for two small items. See what you guys think. So, when you get them, like I said, hopefully in a couple weeks, because I'm still working on things with them. That way you can, you guys could, oh, I agree. I would agree on that one. So yeah, after I get the details done on those things and get them dealt with, then I will get the new shop mascots out. But the other items, that way you can see them, you can yay, nay, or what you think on what I did. Well, I can tell you right now, I probably don't want to know what I've been nicknamed at work. Since I don't tolerate BS, I'm pretty sure I already know. Yeah, like I said, not a super duper big fan of the brass. They're good for when you don't want to tear up and do a lot of damage. They do wear out. Before anybody asks, no, I am not going to sit here while I do this and count the number of teeth on it. Cool. No crud in it. Okay. Unfortunately, I do have a good can, but for whatever reason, it's 3/4 of a can. The propellant died in it. So I'm going to have to, when I get the my new air hose dealt with, I'm going to have to put a little compressed air in there. Oh, got schmutz. Drunk. Oh, when all else fails, take the wire out of a clothes hanger, like the cheap ones that hold pants. Fold it, put steel wool in it. That way you have a tip. Then you can bulldoze it down. Well, let's try to show again. So I just redid this Bill & Spencer, but the threading goes through the middle, dead ends somewhere down here. So obviously from where the thumb wheel goes to the bottom, it's hard to get in there and clean the rust and crud out of it. So when it's all taken apart, have it hooked to a drill. You can send it in there and use a steel wool as basically a homemade bottle brush, and it'll sit there just randomly blow out the rust that's broke free and just keep working at it. It'll clean the inside up, because down here in the core of it, in the handle, horribly rusted. But by the time I put it back together and got oil and everything, it was shiny. Um, being that I don't live near stores, you gotta get creative. You gotta think outside the box, because I'm not driving 45, 50 minutes to try and find a tool or something that would work. Okay, no more debris coming out of it. No real debris there. Another one of these units. Another one of these all-in-one units where the entire assembly is all into here. Easy to clean. There's nowhere on either side of the pawls. It's just either somebody didn't use this thing and it just left it in the dirt, or it's actually built pretty good. Okay. I'll put just a little bit of oil on the ring because of getting the crud off it. That way the ring doesn't end up rusting, because you can see some friction wear spots on it. Nothing worse than cleaning up a tool to turn around and watch it rust. Okay. Now, I know not everybody does stuff like this. A lot of people just use one type of material. So I got 3-in-1 that goes in here because of the springs, the ball detents here, and the push pin. As long as it stays lubricated in there with a little bit of 3-in-1 oil, it'll be fine. There's not a whole lot of friction. It's just the spring hitting the ball detent. That's about it. Now, on the other side of the thing, flip side, this is where I do things that most people don't. Most people just use one product. Everybody knows Super Lube, because that's what everybody uses primarily in ratchets. But because of the springs and the ball bearings inside here, doesn't need to be like that. But right there with all them teeth and where it hits up in the pawl, that's where I put just a thin layer of the Super Lube, so it's just a little bit thicker than 3-in-1. So I use 2 different materials to try to make it work. And now I do not remember, because I have done screwed up. Yes, I have. Well, task force. I'm gonna put it on the same side. Okay. Unlike last week where I was getting into a fight with it, this one just went a little too stupid simple. This was just way too easy. Oh, my good old Phil's. I've had that container easily 20 years, maybe longer. It's still probably 85% full. I use that on high friction areas. Uh, Stuff that has the stupid bearings that really aren't bearings. They're just pins with wheels on them, and they call them bearings. Um, I'm going to use them on the rails on the snap-on box. So I've already got it them cleaned up for the most part, but on the actual, it's hard to, but the actual ones attached to the drawer assembly, then I'm going to put just ultra thin, like I did with the super lube, ultra thin layer, just blob and run it on those, because those are what's going to sit in that track that's going to slide forward and backwards on the ball bearings. Then I'm going to, because of the way the rail slides are, I'm going to put a little bit on both sides of the ball bearings and then let the drawer slide back and forth a few times. So between the was it can't remember what I'd already put on primarily rails. It's just going to add to it just to help keep it from binding up. Oh. Well, the dogs are outside. At least the neighbors' dogs are. Won't be long. We'll have fox running around the backyard. Last year we had 5 kits. It was a lot of fun watching 5 of them pounce around and play. We usually get one that returns, and then she'll den up in our backyard. Oh, whatever. Okay. Dang! Amazon wants about $18 for that tube. So, nothing fancy. Just task force. Does have the speeder. Also has the button to release. Everything was in pretty good shape. Just need to get the grit, grime, and crud out of it. And yeah. No hiccups, no skips. So, decent little, it's actually kind of heavy for a task force. It's actually, well, worst is worst. If it fails, you can always throw it at somebody. But if somebody needs it to borrow to work on a vehicle, there we go. We should be back. These don't do too bad. I mean, it came in a 2-pack. The little clip-on mics, a 2-pack with a dead mouse for each one. I think it ended up being like $11 or $12 for it. So they're not bad. They're not horrible, but they're not bad. The battery life isn't I don't know. That was a mic I was using when I was doing the video on this. So we've already been up doing this for almost an hour. So actually, maybe that battery life's better than I thought it was. So, but hey, what can I say? In order to get started doing all this fun stuff, I had to get something. Cheap or not, had to make it work. Brain's not braining. Yeah, I don't think so. Like reloading a double barrel, just pop, done. Had to swap the batteries. Even the batteries in that died. Oh, I say we get to the bottom of this little Bonnie. See if I can make this one look a little bit better. Oh, still from basically here all the way up to here, all the way down. I can feel it with my heartbeat just pulsing. The good thing, no blood, and no pressure on the eye, but yeah, the bone right there is where I was worried that head-on impact was gonna chip the bone right here, but I don't feel any. The bone's bruised, but it's not. Don't feel anything sharp or anything in there. So hold that thought. Let me look and see. I mean, I know I got a video on this that I kind of give away. Let me double check. I don't remember. I think it's coming out this Sunday. I didn't get a whole lot. Come on. Where's my stuff? Where's my videos? Yep. Nope. Yeah, it's coming out this Sunday. So I acquired 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think I only got five things. We had a blast running around on Valentine's Day we ended up going totally different direction from where we planned on going. I plotted and planned a trip a couple hours out that we went and visited some new shops. One of them we're going to have to go back to because we couldn't completely go through it. It was a lot bigger than pictures made it out to be. One of the shops on the list we couldn't get to because we also found one, or Mrs. Bigfoot found one on the way up. She said, "Oh, check it out. I wonder where they're open." U-turn, come around, come back in. She went, ran into the door, and grabbed it. No, I didn't video this time around. It was, I didn't want to turn Valentine's Day into a YouTube video fest. We just had more fun walking around looking at stuff. I mean, I saw some cool stuff from the last, well, actually 200 years, because I found in one of them some very old paintings and very old wood furniture that's probably close to 200 years old, if not over more than that. Way outside my price range, and definitely not going to have that in a house, not with grandkids. One that's up on 2 feet running around now. I ain't going to put that kind of money into some wood furniture, not anytime soon. We found one place we stumbled into in the back 20%, back right 20% of the structure. They had a ton of toys from 50s all the way up to early to mid 2000s. Saw a lot of toys that I remember that I had, but I found I can't think, brain's not braining. Okay, I don't know if anybody remembers, but the oh my gosh, I had the race car game and I had the football game. I cannot think of the manufacturer, but it had the just little LEDs. It was just the little red lights that moved around. Was it Coleco's head-to-head football? They had one of those. And then the little auto racer where you just had 3 lanes and you just moved left and right to avoid the dots as they come down. They were a little high priced. I did find, well, actually, I did not find. Mrs. Bigfoot found, because she saw the some Tonka trucks. She found a guy that had a whole bunch of 70s Tonkas that were in amazing condition. But the guy also had, because I found it in his display case, all the way at the bottom, had an excavator in its original box from 1976, still sealed up, never opened. He wanted $250 for it. In the grand scheme of the planet, I don't think 250 is too outrageous for a 70s Tonka still in the original box. And the box was not beat up and abused. It was like it was purchased for somebody for Christmas, got put up in the attic, and it was forgotten about until, the people left, passed away or whatever, and then somebody had to go through, do an estate sale for their it's a dead rabbit. Like they found it in the attic as a gift that was never given out. I did not see anything for the 2600 or the 5200, but I did stumble into 2 games for the Intellivision. Now, sorry, let me get back here. Yeah, I got, well, back when you used to have subscription boxes, I used to get those in the mail from a couple different companies. One of the last ones they'd sent had a dead rabbit. I like the airflow on it. This thing, I've actually been using this one for a couple of years. Unfortunately, I acquired so much vaping stuff, especially with the subscription stuff, that I had piles of box mods, tanks, RDAs, RTAs, RDTAs that were still sealed in the box that I never got around to using, because I don't cycle things out until either it breaks or the threads that hold the grub screws in fail me. Okay. James McHugh. Oh, awesome. Thank you. I did not realize that I was trying to read on the little screen. I didn't realize my main screen I was reading was still on the other tab. So I knew where my auction or flea market thing that's coming in 2 days. Oh, yeah, I still have quite a bit of stuff for vaping that I've never opened. Oh, hell, if I want to be big time, go out, and if I got to dress up or something, I do have a gold gold box mod with I think it's got a 16 milliliter tank that is also gold trimmed, and it's fancied up. Then it has a gold rubber band silicone sleeve ring that goes over it. So if you drop it or knock it over, it won't crack and shatter the glass, which I've done many times. So, I miss those old games. I mean, they were little dots, but they were so much fun. Today's games they're okay, but there's no. I can take them or leave them. Even today's video games. I mean, there's no feeling to them. It's just you play, you go, you conquer, you win, you lose, whatever. It's like, well, I don't have one handy. Music. What do you got today in music? Everything's. Oh, sorry, I had to check my battery life. Everything's digital. Digital sanitized. It's not. There's no feeling in it. It's sanitized. The music is there. Go back to cassette tapes. You had a little bit of distortions. You had a little bit, especially if you accidentally stretched the tape somewhere. You had a little bit of noise in it. That little bit of ambient noise is feeling. Now you go further back. You can go back to 8-track, or even better yet, which is trying to make a resurgence the last 5 years or so. Vinyl. I got a bunch of vinyl. Put it in there. Hear that static pop. Hear that. There's more feeling in vinyl than there ever will be in your MP3 that you listen to on any kind of cell phone. Because once it's sanitized, it's done, it's cleared, it's empty, it's hollow. The songs there, you know what? You can take the same song. I like Iron Maiden, always have, always will. Oh, listen to their stuff on vinyl and then listen to the same thing digitally remastered where they've sanitized it. Yeah, the song sounds the same, but you lose a lot of the feeling in that song. There's just something about that background distortion and a little bit of stuff that it would pick up that gets filtered out. Because don't forget, vinyl, cassette tapes is analog. It's analog. It's a pure sine wave, smooth curvature. Digital, on the other hand, is a sine wave, but it's clipped. So it has a flat top, does not have a curved top like analog does. You miss some of the feeling in the erroneous noise, some of this weirdness that made songs great gets clipped because the peak on the positive side or the negative side of that single sine wave, digital goes up, cut flat and down, and you lose some of the life and the feeling that exists in analog. Oh, sorry, I got a little prattly, little babbly. Oh, and we're gonna make a mess. Oh, I got to get the other contraption, my other high dollar item for doing videos. My $10 holder. Am I back? I hope I'm back. I accidentally hit buttons and it dropped off. So I don't know if I'm back online or not. Come on. Yay? Nay? Okay, cool. Since Rob's here, I know he'll appreciate. Gosh, that was 2022. Holy cow, I can't believe it's been that long. Trying to play hide and seek. Hopefully we're sort of kind of there. Yeah. You know what? We're going to leave the tape on and let this thing just eat it right off. This is an L. Had no idea buried under all that crud. So I think that makes my second one in that series.
Very cool. The nice thing about a lot of the older tools, one, they're built to last forever, no matter how people abuse them. But it don't take much to make them look good. Now this one's got a lot of pitting on it, so this thing has been through a lot. We're very little pitting on this side, but this whole back side is full, got a lot of pitting on it. Wonder whether this was sitting in a box that was full of water. This is a Bauer buffer for, it's got the extended arms, probably a true buffer. You know, with the fabric, those things. Fabric disc wheels on them. You know, people knock Harbor Freight, but I'll tell you what, that's Bauer. That one over there is Bauer. This one's the variable speed because these Amazon fiber wheels can't handle the speed of this one. And I found at around about 2200 RPM, it does well, and it doesn't overheat or do really bad damage to chrome.
Okay. Right here. These safety glasses are way stronger than what ANSI requires for any usage. These actually exceed what is required for me at work. Still got more to tidy up, but it's a start. Jesse, daggone. I must be big time. We got Bonnie Mac and Jesse. Call to presses. Now, some tools I will go a little extra on, get them cleaner, shine them up more. This is cleaned up very nice, but this one has a lot of battle scars on it. And for me to go beyond what I'm doing here, we would lose a lot of metal. Oh, don't get me wrong. I use vinegar. Well, I don't like the smell of vinegar, but I use Evaporust. I have ultrasonic cleaner, a big 22-liter one. It more depends on what tool and what is going on with the tool. Depending upon what I do and use. But when I'm playing with these older wrenches, because of the material and the metal that they're made out of, these things, they're workhorses. There's a reason why these are 50, 60, 80 years old and still even being soaked in water and rusting real bad. There's a reason that it don't take much to clean them. They just built them better. And because they built them better, they just last. They're just better. Now, if it was, you know, no, shit. Pardon my French. Well, I just broke my cup. If it's a bunch of sockets, depending upon the company, because of how thin of a chrome job they do, then it goes to the ultrasonic. Or if it's from a mechanic that refuses to clean his tools, like I had a couple months ago, where I was using pocket pry bar and I was just scooping out big globs of grease and grime and crud. Oh, then it goes to the ultrasonic. If it's just like this, or like this, where it started like that, where it's just grime and surface rust, but it's not too bad, wire will take care of it. I gotta get inside here, give it a quick wipe first.
Uh, yeah, it's a solid cup, but that's well, geez, you figure I had a inch and a eighth half-inch drive socket come crashing down and hit it, and that's the worst it did. Only bad thing is when I primarily drink like this, so that's right where that's okay. I've had these for about 10, 15 years. Not worried about it. So I got another one in there that on the backside, I've already taken a big chunk out of it. Guess that means that me and Mrs. Bigfoot's going to have to go to BPS or down to Cabela's. We're going to have to give me some more cups. Yeah. That's it. Well, anybody that watches Magdad knows that's his favorite tool. So we are going to have to change it out because this one is pretty well done. Yeah, before I do that, may not be able to see it, but those that had them back in the day, TG and Y. I've always had drinks left-handed. I guess it's because of being around sports and all that, where people want to goof around while you're drinking or anything like that, and I can use my dominant side to either that or shift and hip check somebody or something. Keep that hand free but protect the drink. So I've always drank left-handed, and I'm getting a little too old to try to relearn to use the other hand. Unfortunately, where are okay, these are directional. If you put them on one way, they clean well and they last a good while. You put it where these are going the opposite direction and they don't clean so well, and they actually end up popping the tines off. Then you end up destroying them. Ask me how I know. I broke a couple. And that was before I realized I had the rotation going the opposite direction. Okay. Okay. I told a story. Unfortunately, where our Cabela's is or BPS, there really isn't tool stores in the flea market things down there. They either have lots of garbage that I wouldn't give away, or or it's way upscale where $5,000-$10,000 rug laying on the floor with a
$8,000 to $10,000 table sitting on it, fancy chandeliers, fancy paintings. Yeah, not for this kid. I'm assuming TG and Y was like a five and dime or a department store, because I don't remember them. I've heard a lot of people talking about TG and Y and all that, but I never did get online and actually look up what they were. So I figured they were kind of that five and dime department store, kind of like way we had Ben Franklin's and stuff like that, or maybe a good old Woolworths or Kmart before it became Kmart when it was a Kresge Dime. Yeah, Kresge Dime, SS Kresge Dime store. I had to think about the history. There's a up in Niagara Falls on the American side, downtown. I'll get to the other side in a minute. So it's hard to explain. So if the falls are up here, American side, Canadian side. So you have our falls, Horseshoe Falls. So then you got the aquarium here. If you come down a few streets and go east towards Lake Ontario, there's more of an older part of town, and that's where the old buildings still have stone overheads, huge stone overheads that are now just metal in today's. But it actually, I think it. I took a picture of it because I think it says Kresge five and dime or something like that, which is what Kmart become when they did the name change. So it was cool to see it still etched into the stonework at the top of the building. Okay, let me get that crud off my hands. Give it a little quick wipe up after that. Ain't gotta be perfect. I just need to get the main residue off. That way I don't put it right back on there after I'm done with it. Get the residue. My favorite post-cleaning material. 91% isopropyl. And before it gets put into a drawer or anything, it'll get a thin layer of, probably a little thin layer of 3-in-1. I'll probably put a little bit on my hand, give it a rub down. It'll help keep it from getting rust, crust, and other garbage on it. Okay, so this wrench wasn't much prettier than this, other than it had tape paper saying it was $1. But there she is now. I said you can see all the pitting on this side. So still in good shape, still legible, just got a whole lot of micro pitting that's all across it. I think I'm going to keep that because that's its story, that's its life. A little bit up in here. See if I got the orientation right. There's the Zenel, and there we go, Bonnie. An awesome one to add to my collection. Thank you. Oh, I did good. I got approved. I saw the approval. Oh. You know, if Bonnie Mac approves on my work on a Bonnie, then I know I've done good for the day. I can sleep good tonight. I bet he's sitting there shaking his head and saying, idiot. No. Sorry, Don. He is not the Obi-Wan of Bonnie. He is damn Master Yoda of Bonnie. And I'm still just a Padawan. I don't do cash currency. I'm assuming that's what you were asking about. Yeah, I don't deal with currency. Everything's all digital. Oh, you know what? There you go. That's about the only currency I got. 1944 penny. After I lost my dad 5 years ago, I came home. Still stressed out. I was cleaning the shop, and I found the penny. The penny happened to be the same year he was born. So I cleaned it up, got a nice polish on it, took a block of junk wood, recessed it, tore it nice and flat, put a little magnet on it. I'm sure my dad would be more than blown out of the water with what all I do, fixing stuff, working on stuff, and everything I do with fixing tools. So just weird-eyed timing, and out of all the years that Penny's been around, the one penny I find out here in the shop, which is I don't deal with cash, happens to be that same year. Excuse me. I didn't mean to burp in everybody's ear. Since everybody Robert Jesse came in, this is going to be next week's video, sometime next week. And tear it down, clean it up. I mean, this thing is so slick that you just take one finger and spin it around now. It's Billings, and it's got the markers. Wasn't pretty, but it is now. That video, when I get it put together, is going to be an absolute train wreck, because I think I probably got 45 minutes to an hour, and I messed up and lost 20 or 30 minutes of it. That should have been added onto it, because I got so many things going on that when I was working it, I set the phone up, had it in the right position. I just forgot to hit record, and I just went to town on the wire wheel and got all the crud off it. Got an old chunky wrench. Doesn't say nothing that I can see other than 7/8 and 13/16. But it's got one. Somebody put one serious whomp on that thing. The only thing I could think of is one serious whomp on that. I'm going to leave that whomp there because it's a flat spot, and because this side is 7/8, and well, actually, there's one here and there's one here. I'll bet money at some point in time in the past that somebody thought this was use this as a striking wrench, because they didn't have actual striking wrenches. Yeah, the two I just did are over on the other side. So let's go that way and at least tidy this one up. I had three. That'd be my dad, both my grandfathers. My one grandfather was a RCA technician, which is why I got into electronics, and I understand electronics the way I do. My other grandfather was a jack of all trades, because his brothers were master plumber, master electrician, and master carpenter, or something like that. And he kind of learned all of them. So the three of them passed on their information to me. Too much information, too much overload, blew the hair right out of my head. That's my excuse. Oh my gosh, yes. If half these old tools I have and Rob and Jesse have, the stories that those tools could tell, just be unbelievable. Oh, let me just reach. I'm at the bench, so I'm pretty sure somebody wailed on these thinking it was an actual striking wrench. So, because these right here, these are actually designed to be hit with a big heavy mallet. Oh, I'm pretty sure that's why it has a flat spot there, a flat spot on the opposite side. Is somebody used a mallet on it like they were using one of these. Now, before I get too deep in this, some tools, well, like that one over there, you saw some of it was extremely shiny, and then the rest of it wasn't. Tools like this, because of the way they're made, some of these dents and dings, I could probably sit on fiber wheels, grinders, the 1x30, the 4x30, or 4x36, whatever it is, different grits. I could probably recontour, reshape all this, take some of the metal down, but that kind of takes away its story. Getting the rust and crud off it protects the tool. Everybody says, oh, that's patina. No, a lot of this that we run into is not patina. A lot of this is neglect or abuse because people didn't take care of it. Metal does age, but metal does not turn this color, and metal does not have decades of grime that still peel off on the backside of your fingernail. So if the metal is aged on its own through time properly, that's patina. Anything else, like this, that is straight up water damage. That's straight up neglect. Like wrenches, ratchets, sockets. Anybody that's seen some of my videos I've done on sockets, there's a lot that are very much neglected or abused, but little time on the wire wheel, the fiber wheels, the belts, 1x30 from sand paper up to conditioning belts. Well, let me get to this side. Let this spool down. close enough I could stop it. So that's rust and grime. That is not natural aging of metal. And too many people think that's patina. But if you look at that, you can see the dents, the dings, its story, its history. But this is going to last decades, decades longer, because any more decades of this being left, you're going to have huge holes in it. Do I still have one of those stupid things? I know I threw some away. I don't know if I have any down in. No, I think I already tossed them. Oh, no. Here's one. Here's proof. We'll talk about neglect. I tried. It was in bad shape. It looked like it did on top, and you could see the aggressive pitting and how it's actually eaten into and thinned out the metal. So this is just junk metal. It's gone into the scrap bucket. I tried, and when I saw what was under it, there wasn't enough metal to work with. Because in order for me to get through that pitting, to get it back to some quality metal, to be able to have it look good, not just look this horrible, there wouldn't be anything left. The first time you tried to turn the wrench on it, it would snap in two. Look at the, sorry. Look how bad that chrome is flaking. And it's total, complete rust underneath the chrome. So once the rust got under it, it just totally rusted all the way up underneath all that chrome, all the way around the entire thing. So, yeah, that is just blown right through the chrome and just rusted right on down to where there's not enough metal left in it. That's why I like that. I'm good with that. Still keeps its history, still tells its story, shows its age. And this thing's going to be around long after I become worm food. And the only reason why I'm going to be worm food is because I can't talk the boss into letting me have a Viking funeral. Okay. So I put 2 dots in there. So apparently somebody punched it to identify the tool. So we got owner's marks there, which is pretty cool. As long as it's not horrible like that one proto striking wrench that had the 2 sides that were shiny, because somebody took a stick welder and welded their initials on, and they were almost a 1/4 inch thick. So I wasn't too impressed with that. Okay, tidy up the insides. And yeah, I was using my fingers as a guide, like a router guide. So yeah, it does bounce into the fingers as it, like right here. It was like that, it just runs through. I know I've had people before wanting to know if I hit my fingers got hit or not, but yeah, they do all the time. May not be USA made, but it could be. Who knows? Goodness. So there's the 2 dots for the owner's mark. As you see, the jaws are clean. Got 13/16, 7/8, and the womp spots where somebody smashed it with a mallet, try to break something loose. So took a little bit of time, not long, but good old chunk of metal like this. Oh, there we go. Geez, sorry about that. Oh, I bet that was a scary few minutes being that close. I didn't realize when I had moved that I accidentally zoomed in on it. So yeah, it's pretty cool. Cool addition to the collection. Doesn't have to be high end. Doesn't have to be a hyper good brand name. Just a matter of keeping these old tools alive. No offense to any younger people, but most younger people don't care. They treat everything like it's a disposable world. So if they lose something, break something, what do? Throw it away, complain, get another one, and replace it. I am not into a disposable world because I worked my butt off to get what I bought. So I'm going to take care of it. Yeah, right. Amazon world for sure. I've had these cheap little task force set for a long time. Take care of them. That's why they're still around. I still have see if I have it over here. Oh. Nope. I thought I probably put it back in the box. I had a couple tools that I got in the late 80s. When I'm done, I put them away. A lot of people, it drives me nuts when I see guys that ratcheting away or they can't because they don't want to take time to clear the crud off of a nut or a bolt, that they turn around, put the socket on there, and then they turn the ratchet sideways and start using it as a hammer. I still have my Craftsman tools from the late 80s. They still work fine. I take care of them. I don't abuse them. I'll try to dig into this task force here. Yeah, it didn't identify, it just says Chrome Vanadium Task Force. It doesn't say who made it. But there's a little J down here. I wonder whether this is made in Japan. I'll have to dig into that one. Because if so, that explains why this one seems a little more robust than the other ones. Oh. Because I got other ones that are, you get an auction lot. You get, Jesse, Rob, you target a few things that you want, and then when you dig through, you find a lot of stuff that you're throwing over your shoulders, and nobody saw that because it's just raw junk. Oh, goodness. Probably be on here for another 10, 15 minutes. It's about it. We got Munchkin this weekend, so when she wakes up early in the morning, and then all I'm going to hear is thump, thump, thump as she's running up and down the hallway. Oh gosh, I could load up some crates with some of the junk I got. Hey, where is it? I got 5 or 6. I got 5 or 6 of these. I'm keeping this one just because this side doesn't have any marks, so I'm gonna try to find a way to either get it etched or engraved on it. But yeah, and if you look inside, you can see the metal layer. Outside's treated. This center line that goes all the way through them, pure junk. It's almost like pot metal. And the reason I know that is because these were in the auction lot, and you can see that line right through the middle of the entire thing. That's exactly where where it failed. It snapped right there because it's extremely porous in there, while the outer edges are not porous. So structurally, these were all junk. I gotta get those relocated because somebody wanted them. But the other one, I've got probably another 5 or 6 in the bucket. It was a big set. It said large wrenches. Quite often when I see large wrenches, that usually means 7/8 to 7/8, 15/16, 1 inch. If you're lucky, 1.25 inches. They call them large when they get up in that. That's what they do. Nope, this was literally basically 1.5 inches up to 2 inch, even though they were all junk. But I did see one. Actually, it was either 1 or 2. I gambled on it. Still got them sitting in a bucket here. I gambled on it because there's an 1.1 inch V upside down V, but it's Craftsman. But that wasn't the one. I don't know if it was that one, but I saw a part of this part number, and it ended up being John. Well, John Deere, 1 1/8 inch. So for me, I think I only paid like, I don't know, $10 for the whole lot, $15, something like that. It was cheap, but it was worth it for these two, even though they're both the same size. Sorry, I had to have some candy. Hopefully, covering it up helped cut down the chewing and chomping. Oh, well, we got 3 more items out of the backlog. Rob, I'm still working on your stuff from last summer. I got, I think, 4 wrenches and 3 sockets left out of that box. Little quarter sockets, and I think I got 3 wrenches that really don't need a whole lot, just more spraying the good wipe down. But I got everything else out of the box squared away. I still got a box here from Dale, George, Brandon, and his 2.5-ton box that he sent me. I've cleaned 9 or 10 tools out of there, and I still got it. Feel like I haven't even touched that box. You weren't kidding. You weren't kidding, Jesse. Be prepared. I was not prepared. I was not ready for a 39-pound box to me have to go up to the post office to go pick up. But it was awesome. It was very cool. Calendars up. A lot of other little trinket stuff that he sent was just awesome. While I'm thinking of it, I got to figure out what I did with my phone. There's 2 people are online. Let me. Rob, if you're still on, what did you think of that picture? I thinking about maybe taking that and making it in motion and changing up. I think my intro. And where is? I will send. And Jesse, I sent you that image because you guys know what my intro looks like. It's kind of dark, but it's kind of got stuff on it. I had it for a while. I think I wanted to change it up, so wanted to see what you guys thought of that. I sent it out to a few other people. They'll probably respond tomorrow on what they think of it. Took a while because I had to keep tweaking and tuning it because it just wasn't quite there. But I kind of like this one, the way it way that intro came out. Now the fun part is going through the other program and trying to get it in motion where it doesn't look completely dumb. I got probably 20 clips that AI tried to put in motion, and it went to the junk pile. Well, trying to think, it's not working. Thinking is broke. The brain is no longer braining. Oh, another project. Still got to get build wood for my little horseshoe here. I got to figure out where. Cut some wood. Create standoffs. I might just use nylon bushings to stand it off the wood. Stain it. Hand engrave information on it, then try to figure out where to put it up in this place. But I think I was going to call it a night. I've had a lot of fun. Got a couple tools undone. Enjoyed the chat. I've been up, geez. I first woke up at like 4:50 this morning. So I'm my battery's starting to wear out. Plus my dog going halfway across the basement and slamming head to head with me. My headache is spread all over the place, and I probably need some more Tylenol or something. It's, yeah, muscles and everything over on this side are still not cooperating. So everybody have a good night. As always, good luck in the hunt. If I ain't got nothing going on next Friday, I'll be back at this. This is actually forcing me to try to work on the backlog. So appreciate everybody that watches, everybody that subscribed. Everybody have a good one.